Individuals in our community have gone to heroic efforts to ensure community needs have been met throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Tonight, we are honoring them. Good evening. I'm Denise Stammerin, the Executive Director of the United Way of the Mark Twain area. Normally on this night, we are here in downtown Hannibal at the Star Theater celebrating individuals who exemplify the values of United Way. Tonight, we aren't just honoring a few individuals. Tonight, we are honoring the groups of people who helped us make it through the COVID-19 pandemic. Everyone's life was impacted, but several groups were key in keeping life going. Tonight, we are honoring them.
My name is Todd Ahrens. I'm the President and CEO of Hannibal Regional Healthcare System. So, we probably first heard about the virus mid to late January. Probably before it even really got to the United States, we were hearing about things going on in other places of the world. And a big part of our early meetings and talking about what we needed to do to get ready was talking about the communication side of this. We wanted to make sure we informed people, but we didn't want to add to their level of fear related to the pandemic. But I have a team of healthcare providers, 1,300 strong here in Hannibal Regional Healthcare System, including our clinics called Complete Family Medicine on the west side of our region. They know what they're doing. It didn't take them long to figure out what exactly we need to do to be prepared to deal with the virus. We got deeper into the year, more into the summer, we started seeing our first case and saw our first team member come down with the coronavirus and lots of patients being hospitalized with it.
I got tested, I think it was on the 10th. And they called me up and said, yeah, you tested positive. My wife finally said, I guess it was about the 18th or 19th, she goes, you can't keep doing this. You're just getting worse and worse and worse. And going into that day, and I don't remember what time it was, on the 20th, that she said, I'm calling the hospital. And I said, okay. And I went in, and it took me immediately into a room. And at that point, I knew something was serious about this. He said, I understand you're having trouble breathing. And I said, yes. And he rolled me over on my stomach. He goes, let's try this for a while. And he did, and it didn't work. And they took my temperature, and it was 102.5. And my respiratory was like 73, 74. And he said, you're in struggle. He said, we may have to incubate you or with the respirator. That Saturday, the 23rd, my respiratory dropped so bad it actually was at 0, and my heart stopped. And of course they got it back because I'm here. I couldn't talk, and I looked to that, just like this, to that glass, and I saw my little grandchildren, my family, and I was trying to move my hand, and I couldn't talk and I couldn't move. Then it was, I couldn't move. And I kept asking if I'd been in a car accident because I couldn't move. And they kept telling me, no, it was COVID and the medicine. And time just kind of stood still. It was September 22nd. They said, we've got approval to move you to rehab. Well, back up a little bit. I told the one nurse, I said, I want to go home. And she said, Bob, you can't go home. You've got to get better before you can go home. Kept doing it, and they kept saying, you got this, you got this. And I was going to get out of here by November 3rd, no matter what. They were saying, you got this, and I was saying, what's next? And we just kept working hard and hard and hard. There's no way I would have done it without this hospital, without these nurses. They're the greatest people I've ever met.
I'm just really eternally grateful to the folks that were willing to step up and and work harder than they're accustomed to, probably harder than we pay them for, to make sure we could meet our mission of taking care of those people.
I love this place. They became my family. They literally became my family.
We really don't staff to take care of 110 patients. So we were, pushing folks, asking them to take more patients than they're accustomed to taking during a shift, working longer shifts, working many days in a row without any breaks, because there was no other staff to take care of them. So, the effort there was really heroic, would be how I would describe it.
They are my heroes. I think they're heroes to everyone that comes through here. I owe them my life, literally, my sanity.
I wasn't doing any of that during the heat of the pandemic. It was the men and women that provide that bedside care that really drove things and have in large part gotten us through this.
And they'll always be heroes to me. Every one of them that was in there. I can't name a person that came in my room that I wouldn't do anything for.
Bob's story showcases the sacrifice all healthcare workers made to ensure COVID patients were cared for. Thank you to all of our healthcare heroes.
Right here in our region, there's a healthcare system that combines the latest technology with a team of experienced physicians who perform complex surgeries with skill and compassion. Hannibal Regional continues to invest in the latest technology because it's all part of our commitments to guide our region to better. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
At United Way, we are helping people join together to make a difference in our community, even when we can't be together. We certainly miss seeing people face to face, but please know United Way is here. Dollars from United Way are helping keep people fed, protecting children, preparing kids for kindergarten, and so much more. This year, we need you to join us to help make certain people in our community have what they need. In the matter of days, educators' jobs completely transformed. Instead of teaching kids in the classroom, teachers had to build the plane as they were flying it to educate kids when they didn't even get to see them. Educators worked hard to ensure the needs of local children were met. Tonight, we honor them.
I'm Nolan Legend, I'm in second grade. Yeah, I was kind of sad because I couldn't see my friends.
I'm Heidi Hansen, and I'm a 5th grade teacher here at Mark Twain Elementary. Last year I was here at Veterans Elementary in 5th grade. You know, we went from thinking, oh, our kids are going to be out for a couple weeks, we're going to have to be doing some catch up when we get back, to, just like I said, shifting our minds to, how are we going to keep our kids learning until the next school year? How are we going to make sure that our students are getting what they need?
At this school, I always had to wear my mask.
It was, as soon as all this was happening, I feel like there was such great collaboration between teachers. So you had different teachers, reaching out and just talking about what they were doing for their classrooms, and that may have been like Zoom or, posting videos of themselves reading, anything they could to just try to ensure that kids still had resources while they were at home. Educators, just even in a normal in-person setting, one thing that we have to do is always adapt to change. We have students who enter our building with all different types of abilities, needs, home lives, and so we're used to, having to adapt and make sure that we are giving students what they need. But at this time, I just really feel like it was inspiring to see everyone step up.
Yeah, it's tough. I have glasses on, and when I have my glasses on and I breathe out, it goes and then it blurs my glasses, because the virus keep us separate so we don't get COVID.
Our administrators were quickly putting together plans for, what are these students missing right now? How can we make sure that, next year when they do come back, that we can fill the gaps for what they're missing right now in their education. They were putting together mental health resources for parents to get basic things such as, meals for their children, and bus drivers were even stepping up and helping with that food distribution.
I'm Linda Meering. I work at the bus barn. I drive a bus. Anywhere that we're needed, we kind of step in and help out. First, we took a truck, went over to the Douglas Community Center, and we loaded up a bunch of coolers full of meals that Douglas Community Center had provided, put those in the truck, brought them back here. We unloaded the coolers, stacked them in order of bus number, then we reloaded them on every bus, and then we went to our schools. We had different schools that were preparing lunches. We went there, picked up more food, then we would go out to designated stops in the community, and we would stop and deliver our lunches. They ended up, the first day, I think we had 500 lunches prepared. Within 15 minutes I was out. It got to the point we had 1,500 meals every day, and it was a lot, but we loaded all these coolers every day. It was kind of a routine, which we were not used to, because it was a lot of lifting, a lot of just being out. But the community got used to us. We had people that was part of the routine, is they would come up and they're like, hey, the bus is here. There was people that said, with everything going on, losing jobs, different things like that, they don't know what they would have done without having these meals come to the neighborhoods.
Another thing that I did with my students is I went and bought a little windmill and just kind of wrote them a little note on it and delivered it to their house, kind of stuck it in their yard just to let them know that I was still thinking of them even though they weren't in my classroom.
My name's Susan Johnson. I'm the superintendent for the Hannibal Public Schools. And I remember telling them that night, and it was very emotional about what we were going to have to do with closing school and why, and just trying to work out all the logistics of what do you do, and having never been through any of that before. And as a leader, trying to exude confidence, letting them feel that it's going to be okay, but yet knowing all along there's a plethora of questions that need to be answered, and I didn't know if I had the answer. I've lived in this community now for almost 30 years. It was so refreshing to see everybody in the district, staff-wise, because they're scared too, stepping up and saying, what can I do to help? What can I do to help?
It made you realize, hey, I need to check on neighbors, I need to check on everybody I know, I need some normalcy, so you would be with people more than what we have been in the past. Basically, you found heroes in just your everyday people that were out there that the kids seen every day but maybe didn't see as a hero, but when we showed up with their food and their meals for the day, we were their heroes.
It was all about, tell me what I can do to help, and that's very warming. So to take such a difficult situation and to be such a scary situation in an unknown territory, but yet to see people's their inner heart come out, was kind of reassuring to let you know it's going to be okay.
It was just, I feel like the way that everybody stepped up together all at once and responded so quickly really was heroic.
Cheers, our heroes.
Thank you to the many individuals in education who banded together. You are heroes. COVID-19 pandemic began in March, we didn't know what we were in for. United Way launched our COVID-19 Response Fund, and the first project we completed was assembling and delivering senior response bags to local seniors with the help of our local senior centers. We wanted to make certain seniors had some items to help them through what we thought would then be a 2-week quarantine. Seniors received toilet paper, cereal, paper towels, and other products to ensure that they had some necessities so they didn't have to get out to the store. For several years, United Way has been blessed with support from WGEM to produce the United Way's Evening of Philanthropy, honoring individuals who exemplify the values of United Way. That event is not happening this year, but as you're watching this initial premiere of the United Way's Evening Honoring Heroes, the presentation is being broadcasted on WGEM. Thank you for all of your support throughout the years to our friends at WGEM. Grocery store shelves were empty at the start of the pandemic. Our food supply chain had to transform to meet the needs. Tonight, we are honoring all of the individuals who helped keep us fed.
Joe Kendrick, Marion County farmer and Marion County Farm Bureau president. Yeah, we are in the food business, and quite frankly, I have to say it's I will say we have the safest food in the world right here. But unfortunately, we do have people that don't eat every day. It wasn't even taking any days off, and nobody did take any days off. It was business as usual here, other than there was a few obstacles we had to come around.
Hi, I'm John Komar. I'm the plant manager here at General Mills Hannibal plant. I've been with General Mills for 34 years. We had great tailwinds because of the pandemic for our volume, right? With people eating more at home, working at home, schools being closed. We saw anywhere from a 10 to a 16% increase month after month for almost every product that we make here at Hannibal. Our team couldn't be prouder of them. Our purpose as a company is to make food that people love and obviously now needed. And obviously we know that us fulfilling that mission brought a sense of normalcy to people. We've all went to the shelves and we're out of toilet paper or food or whatever else, and so we know how frustrating and what level of stress that brings to everybody. So I think it gave everyone here a better connection. I can't tell you, in my 34 years, I've never been more connected to our purpose or thought it was more important than as we all talked about us being essential workers. And so that sense of pride came out in the employees here in Hannibal. And we had, everything from operators to mechanics, picking up extra shifts, changing buildings and departments that they work for. They did everything that they humanly possibly could to make sure that we were meeting that demand. So when you think about when they decided to close schools and what kind of advance notice that they gave parents, it wasn't much, right? It was really like a week's notice, but then it was going to happen. And so when you think about that, I'm a grandparent now, and I was a parent, and when you think about that you had those plans, and if you're a dual career, what do? People had every reason in the world at the beginning that they could have stayed home. But I think, again, rallying around our purpose and knowing how important it was, and as consumers ourselves, going out there and knowing how frustrating that was, and hey, we all have broader families that depend on the foods that we're making here too. Like I told you, I just have never been more proud of the team. And so whether you're working from home, whether you're working here and being flexible, our team rose to the occasion. Like I said, every time we had a hole, somebody filled it. We never had to shut the plant down, and I'm so proud of that. Like I said, we had to juggle people around. People picked up extra shifts, but they did what was necessary to keep us going.
Hi, I'm Kim Rule. I work I'm the store director at County Market with Neiman's Foods. When the pandemic first began, there was such an influx of customers and demand of product, knowing that this was an unknown situation what we're all going to be in. Every day was a challenge. It was a different challenge as you were walking in, and before you came into work, there was going to be a challenge, and You just had to overcome it and do the best you could for our customers base and for our customers throughout the different communities that we serve. What I'm most proud of is our team that we have here. The positive atmosphere, the positive roles that they came in to put their best foot forward, knowing that day after day was a different situation that they were faced with.
Thank you, farmers, grocery store workers, and every individual who made certain food was available in our community and throughout the country. You are a hero. The County Commissioners determined that CARES Act funding could benefit their constituents through a utility assistance program. Hannibal Board of Public Works partnered with Douglas Community Services to ensure these funds were maximized for the greatest good. The COVID pandemic adversely impacted many families and small businesses within our community. The program's success would not have been possible without the expertise, support, and hard work from our community heroes at Douglas Community Services. The employees of the Hannibal Board of Public Works are proud supporters of the Mark Twain Area United Way and all of its partner agencies. Thank you for all you do. The Hannibal Board of Public Works rolled out a workplace campaign for the first time. Employees at their organization have committed to give over $7,000 to United Way, with 5 individuals giving at the leadership donor level. In addition, the Hannibal Board of Public Works partnered with United Way to host a Day of Caring where they helped with the demolition of what will become the Salvation Army's Family Services building in Hannibal. United Way is proud to recognize the Hannibal Board of Public Works as the Business of the Year for their efforts hosting a Day of Caring project and holding an inaugural United Way campaign. Cami Tyler began as the marketing intern in September with United Way. During her time at the organization while finishing her public relations degree, she worked to promote the United Way brand within the community. Cami's skills made this evening's program come to life. At United Way, we're going to miss you, Cami, but thank you for investing your time with us. For any wedding or lifestyle video needs, reach out to Cami. Social service agencies are always relied upon. During the COVID-19 pandemic, these organizations saw an influx of individuals turning to them for help who never sought assistance before. These organizations connected resources to meet the demand. Their efforts were heroic.
I'm Stacy Nicholas. I'm the Director of Community Outreach Initiatives at Douglas Community Services. The pandemic doesn't only affect health, it affects economics. So as people were shutting down businesses or they weren't able to go to work, some groups of people had difficulty getting enough to eat. And at that point, the board of directors at Douglas and our executive director pretty much said, we are going to focus on making sure that people get fed by doing the most we can do with our food pantry. In March, when schools shut down, we partnered with Hannibal Public Schools, and we were providing, between our partnership, 3 meals and a snack to 1,500 kids a day. That meant for many parents, they didn't have to worry that their kid was getting enough food, which was a real benefit to those families. So we were able to receive some extra United Way funds that enabled us to install an outside freezer to support our Super Supper program, and that means we had the ability, the infrastructure to ramp up to those 1,200 meals a day.
I'm Kara Virel, and I'm the Senior Development Director here at the YMCA. So I just focus on anything that is developing funding for the YMCA, working with our program directors and growing programs, and just community support. COVID-19 hit, it obviously was a strain on our ability to let people come into the building at the YMCA. So we had to close our doors. And programs couldn't continue. So during COVID-19, when we had to shut our doors, we thought about programs, how we do things that we do, but do it differently and support those that needed it in the community. So we thought about the healthcare workers, the essential workers, Also people such as those at General Mills who needed to be at work to provide food for our communities. And so we opened up our Essential Workers Child Care program. And that provided childcare for those that needed to be at work. Finally, another area was just feeding the youth in our community, making sure that they were able to be provided sacks of lunch or for dinner. So we had a grab and go during the shutdown that you could just pull right up and pick up those meals.
My name is Devin Timbrick and I'm the Monroe City Food Pantry Director. The USDA Farm to Families Box Program is a program that they started during COVID so that the farmers weren't throwing away their product when they couldn't sell it. We started the program back in May. Last year we started with the produce boxes, and then we went on to do the produce and milk, and then they added meat, and we've been doing that as long as they've let us go. So Tuesday night from 5 to 7 p.m. we give out boxes. We have almost 1,000 boxes that we give out to other communities along with Monroe City. My volunteers specifically, anytime I call, they're there. In the last year I've added a lot of hours to their volunteering. It does take anywhere from 15 to 20 volunteers, and that's lifting 40-pound boxes, almost 500 of them in 2 hours. The volunteers at the Monroe City Food Pantry are heroes. Every day they are heroes to our community, and we appreciate them more than you know.
The YMCA is very thankful for United Way to provide the funding for our emergency child care and for the food services. We've not been able to make it through this without their support during COVID-19.
United Way has been helpful to the Monroe City Food Pantry in many ways. Besides monetary, they're actually the ones that started our USDA Farm to Family boxes and started the program that we currently have right now. So they are a huge pivotal part of our pantry each month.
Those United Way dollars were beneficial to the community because we multiplied them so that people could eat. COVID-19 has been a challenge no matter where you live. But one of the things that makes our communities great is we're able to band together in our partnerships and to meet the needs that we have. The United Way was able to provide funding. Douglas was able to provide resources and partner with other community agencies like the school to make sure that people were fed. When we combine our work and combine our efforts, we can meet community needs.
Each and every day, United Way has the opportunity to make the missions of these organizations come to life. To continue doing so, we need your help. The sacrifices of our healthcare professionals, educators, food supply chain workers, and social service agencies showcase what can happen when we band together, even when we can't be together. These individuals are heroes. Join us at United Way and be a hero by funding our mission.